All right, so this morning I got up and I wanted to search the web for a checklist uh, to try to compare notes. I've already gotten about 6 of these videos put in the can, about 3 of them already up on the YouTube channel, and I'm trying to think, well, of additional ideas. What am I missing? Let me see what other people think about when they want to open the business. I have my own preconceived checklist, and I go through it. And I mean, in the checklist, yes, this is useful. No, this is not. Is my brain thinking? Uh, and to my surprise, the first couple of pages that come up are all government sites, and they give us a list of the mechanical ways you need to open a place. Register a name, get a FEIN number. Those are all mechanicals, and I wanted to make this series more from a perspective of someone who has done it, and a perspective of someone who's here to answer any question for you. If you have a business and you're going to ask me a question, I'm going to give you one of 3 answers: either the right answer, or I don't know, or I don't want to answer that one. And there'll be a lot of I don't want to answer that one. And sometimes it's just I don't have the time to give you the right answer in depth. I may, I'm in the forest shooting this series, so you guys forgive the craziness sometimes, birds and bugs and stuff. Anyway, so that's the perspective I'm doing. The background that I have, you'll hear me mention this repeatedly throughout the series. What we do is we take these videos and we syndicate them worldwide individually. So I have to tag every one of them. Please forgive me and put up with them as your way of giving me a gift. Would you be gracious and agree to let me have that? Because they honestly get on my nerves too. I'd like to say our name at the opening of this whole conversation. I'd like to say it at the end. But I also like the idea that when we syndicate our videos, they need to have a way back into us. Anyway, I'm trying to build something very special, and I hope you'll start building your own very special something. In another video, I talk about, the 4 P's. I just shot that this morning. The 4 P's: passion, pitfalls, profitability, and planning. And I joke around that I wasn't much of a planner, and I was, you're gonna like that video. I'm not gonna say too much about it. But we had, a good 25-year run. At the height of my business, most people are happy to be agent of the year for their brand. We were agent of the decade for the entire state of Ohio. Enjoyed every minute of what I do, so I hope I can convey that joy. I give it all to God first for giving it to me, and to God and to entrepreneurship. So I'm biased. You'll hear me say that. If there were 2 people in the room and I had to choose one, and one is an entrepreneur, I'm probably going to lean to the entrepreneur, because this is someone that believes that we can do it. We're the ones that when everyone else is saying it can't be done, we're interrupting them while we're doing it. So I'm partial to entrepreneurship, and I'm very thankful God guided me in that way. And it's been a 30-some year life at the time of recording this. I came here at age 16. I was officially in business by age 18. And honestly, the reason was people like me with my kind of last name are not very employable. So you'll end up seeing us in the grocery store. We don't open your grocery stores in your main street businesses because we want to. We actually prefer to have gotten a job for 20 bucks an hour back then, and we would be very content with that, but we normally didn't get hired. And, you know, it wasn't just the fact that you're a foreigner and have a weird name, but also the fact that your English is going to be weaker, that your customs are going to be stranger, that you do things differently, you say things differently, you think differently. So, you know, overall, the chemistry people feel like might be a challenge. But I gotta tell you, you can ask anybody that deals with us. We came to America because we are Americans at heart. And we're all entrepreneurship. Any entrepreneur born anywhere in the world is an American. So if you're hearing me this and you have an entrepreneurial spirit, if you have a spirit of knowing no matter what, God has given me the strength to overcome it. That's you. That's all. That's what an entrepreneur is. Not necessarily someone who makes money. An entrepreneur is someone who could think his way out of a paper bag. And I don't mean to ramble a lot about this, but it is really important. We all have that person inside of us. And it's my job to make the appeal, to bring the entrepreneur out. So if you've hung with me this far, you must like what you're hearing. Thanks. I'm long-winded sometimes, but I'm extremely passionate about what I do. And, you know, if I'm tense and passionate, that means I'm going to get it done. And God willing, I have a personal mission, and I'm not going to hide it from you, is to make every one of us an entrepreneur. You can argue any which way you want, but I would take a one-man entrepreneur any day over any other multiple giant corporation. You know, you can at least talk to this guy. You know, with the corporation, you talk to a rule book. You know, I'd like to humanize everything we do with each other, and I think the easiest way to do it is just make every one of us an entrepreneur. Make us all accountable for our action and activity, not just how smart we are on the paperwork. Anyway, there I go. I told you I ramble sometime. I have a passion for what I'm doing. My father was an entrepreneur. He used to be a building contractor in Syria, and I learned a lot watching him. He was a good man. Forgive me. Sorry about that. Anyway, well, my search came up with all kind of different ways to get this list looked at. And I'm going to actually peruse all of them and try to get the best ideas from all of them. But what I did notice is that the majority of the first 2 pages were irs.gov.gov.gov.gov, and I was like, wow, we matter so much. We are the subject of conversation for all government. And yet, reality is, you know, whatever we want to try to do to bring back America is going to have to be self-initiated. And every one of us needs to pitch in. This series is designed to motivate you. It's designed to inspire you, but most importantly, it's designed to get you off your, you know what, and let's get to work. If you ever wanted to own your own business, this free series is going to tell you A to Z. And I'll be available, and I'll make a host of people available to you to have a discussion. Don't get carried away. We're not here to discuss political viewpoints. We're not here to discuss baseball. We're here to discuss one thing: entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship and what's working. You know, let's nag less, get done more. Let's share what's working. And, you know, over these series, which will come randomly, I'm going to actually say, hey, I forgot to bring something about this subject out. So I'm going to come out with a much more enhanced version. It is my goal to keep writing these videos until I run out of ideas. Then I'll go on to something else and write about it or work passionately about it. But, you know, I had passion for the other business for 25 years. But it was an automotive business. We started it when we were kids. Every boy wanted to be next to the car his whole life. I did. I owned auto accents. And it was, I made it into a love brand into my community. To this day, it still gets 5,000 visits a month, and the phone calls go to 2 competitors. One of them is my brother. And he was my competitor back then, and I love him dearly. It's my youngest brother, Sal. Back to the list. I got a list, and I'm going to be picking from the list, and I'm not going to bore you. This isn't about the list today. This is about what I found when I was going for the list. You know, the government wants us to succeed, depends on us to succeed, and we need to be strong so we can have a good government. And the more of us that are accountable to one, the better. I don't want to roil about anything political. I'm not running for anything political, so, you know, this isn't about, I'm not doing anything with politics. I'm just saying what's on my mind and trying to give back to a community that has done fabulous for me. So, with that, this is kind of an extended forward onto the next video. I'm going to try to have all of them done here, but that is going to be impossible because otherwise then I won't keep going. But I will try to have them all in nice settings. So you can count on always having a nice setting, whether it's the front of a store that looks really artsy or the beautiful setting of a natural park where the birds get mad at you and they start chirping thinking you're going to hurt them, and or the bees or the ants or whatever. But I'll try to bring you these regularly. I hope you'll like them. They're intended to be real. And I'll try to do as little editing as possible. I think if you watch this series, you're going to see, or you're going to hear a lot that I love first takes. Sometimes I'll watch a first take and I really screw it up in a point and I just almost want to cry. Because, yes, that opening was so good, but the passion of the first take will not be there on the second one. That's kind of how I think. Anyway, God bless you. Let's go get them. You can do it. You know, I said on the video a little bit earlier, those of us that are doing it are generally interrupting those who are saying it can't be done. And if it is to be, it's up to me. 10 little words, 2 letters each. Let's all live by them. please subscribe. You know, this is a commercial. Please subscribe and or go to kaboompages.com and give back by forwarding this to few people. Thank you.